Good morning, good evening, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, YouTubers and everyone out there. Want to make a quick video. It's talking about surviving short-term disability. Um, I'm definitely a survivor now, and I'm moving on to other things right now. In you know disability, I'm still on it, but the short term ended, so I'm trying to make my way through because I don't have long term disability. I never put in for it. So, real quick, this is about short term disability and how you can survive it. Some of the things I've done, and wow, took me by surprise. It was I got injured in October of 2017. That month, like the month before that, I was just like, thinking with myself and about how careful I need to be, about how careful I need to be. So I remember experiencing that, you know, and then that next month, October, I fall. Unbelievable. So that was I didn't know that was going to happen. But anyway, things you need to do. The first thing is you got to call all the people that you do business with as far as bills, especially your landlady, your landlord, and let them know. You have to tell everybody who you're dealing with. If you're paying a bill, you better call those people because you know, for me, my direct experience was I was just, working and paying bills at the time, trying to, cut them down, get them lower. So I was already like tinkering on that, whoa, I was working, you know, the job as much as I can to, make my way. But okay, the first thing I had to do was, and I didn't know, I just happened to have time off, that I built up. I accrued this time. So it was about a month and a half to 2 months, just about. Um, and I'm calling in, telling them after the hospital and all that stuff. I'm not coming in. I injured myself. They knew I injured myself because they seen me come into the hospital. So um, you have to make sure you call your supervisor or your manager and HR to let them know or to find out what is your next steps. What do you do? Because I didn't know I had to, put a claim in, even though I was taking time off. I needed to get the claim started. I didn't know anything about that. I was just thinking I'll just take my time and hopefully I'll get better. But after the MRI, that that didn't happen. I was out. I was going to be out for a while. So you call your HR, your supervisor, and get the number to the entity you're going to deal with that's going to supply you the funds for short-term disability claim. I did that. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just going with what people were telling me, the supervisor. So I got the paperwork in. It was a back and forth shuffle. I didn't have a fax machine at first, so I had to get somebody to drive me to the place so I can fax the paperwork. And it was a back and forth for like a month, about 3 weeks, 3 weeks to a month, nonstop back and forth with this paperwork just to get the claim going. It was it was unbelievable how much effort and patience it took. But you're gonna have to be patient because they don't move any faster just because you're prompt. That don't mean they're gonna be prompt in getting the paperwork done. And I was on time, on point with all my paperwork. Everything was in on time. But that's not the case with, other entities you're dealing with. These people, they don't it's just their job. They just do it. They don't rush. They just do it at their leisure. There's no emergency for them. Maybe emergency for us, but not for them. So that you're gonna have to have patience dealing with these people, but you have to be persistent. That's one thing I'm telling you, persistence. You have to have that because they're here to service you. They're here to do a job, and the job calls for them getting this paperwork through. So you can call up and keep letting them know. Listen, what I was a pest to everybody. I did not care. Once I figured out how these people were working, from the doctor's office to the claim people, the examiners, and all that. I just kept kept pushing, letting them know, listen, the funds are running low, this is, it may happen. Come on, you said, all I do is put this paperwork in. So just be persistent and no, you have to get this in. So what I got, you have to get a fax machine. So I got this some HP joint that has fax, scan, and everything. I said, okay, if I'm gonna spend and the money I really don't have on something, I'm gonna spend it on something that I really, really need. Because I said I'll probably be incapacitated because I had to do surgery. I found out my leg. I had to go have surgery and all this and that. So, you know, first thing I did was get the fax machine out the way. And then I added an extra line of phone because you have to have a phone, of course, for the fax. It's just the way it is. That still didn't change. So I had to change my phone plan, which boosted it up, but I needed that. And I had a feeling that I could probably afford that throughout my short term disability, 6 months. And that's another thing. Short term, at least for my job, and that I know, short term is 6 months. Anything after that, you have to put in for long term. I didn't know that at the time. Didn't know that. No one told me. I just kind of figured it out along the way, which sometimes that happens, But nevertheless, you have to have friends. You should have people that can drive you around if you can't walk. In my situation, you're gonna definitely need a friend or two or three because they have lives too. Even though my friends happen to have be home at the daytime, which was good. They were either with their kids or whatever. That was good for me. So I was fortunate, and they were in the neighborhood. So that's a plus. Your friends would drive you around. They would drive me to my appointments, my doctor's appointments, any place the post office runs, all of that, getting food, everything. They drove me. I thank them so much. They really helped me out, these two guys. Then one of them actually drove me home from the surgery. So hats off to him. Whole family came to get me. I was surprised, but that's what friends do you know. But so it's fax machine, friends. Make sure you have a memo pad or something, a calendar close by, so you could put all your appointments on the calendar, and make sure that you have a pad you can write down people, network people's names, doctors' names, associates, all nurses who deal with you. Make sure you get their names, phone numbers. Definitely, because you're gonna need to call some people. Sometimes the people you deal with don't work. They're not working for you that day. They might have their things they're going through, and you might have to switch off and call someone else. I've done that just to get paperwork in. At some point, paperwork don't go in. People sit on paperwork sometimes. Remember, your emergency is not their emergency. You got to be persistent, at the same time. When you see you're not getting help from them, call their bosses or call someone affiliated with that office. I was going to other offices to get that affiliated with the doc's office so I can get the paperwork in, or have them talk, call up. Hey, this guy's over here trying to get this done. And sometimes you need people to push people too, because that's the biggest part of this process, man. Having people do their jobs, because your emergency is not their emergency. So be persistent and confident too. Don't let them beat you down, because there are some lows, man, where you feel the whole world is not helping you, but you have to just keep forging, because they have to do their job. As long as you're in the right and you're doing what's asked of you, they should be also doing the job, that they're getting paid to do. And you challenge them on that sometimes. I've had a lot of phone conversations with that in mind, So, you know, make sure the biggest thing for me was rent. Wonderful landlord, beautiful person, all the way through. Always ask, am I okay? Anything they could do. Rent went down to help me out. Listen, I don't know where I'd be without her right now, but she definitely really looked out for me and took care of me every step, and still to this day is helping me get through. Understanding person, very understanding, because she knows I work. I work all my life. I work hard. Sometimes one, two, three jobs sometimes. So, you know, I'm just that type of guy. And, I pay my bills. So hardships, that's one of the things you should be calling to. If some people have the money, I don't. I didn't have the money. I extinguished all my funds. That was it. I needed to call the hardships because I didn't feel any. How was I going to pay for these bills? How was I going to pay for the vehicle? That had to, it had to happen. And they were very nice. They did the hardship for me. 2 months. I didn't have to pay in the beginning. Then I had to pay, and that was tough because now I had to pay a couple of $100 I didn't have, but I made it happen. And at the end, which is where I'm at now, this is where it got real tough because I was trying to from short term get some help until things get better for me, and it didn't happen. And everything's a waiting process. But you know we're talking about what you need to do right now for short term disability, because I went through it, and I'm still going through the ends, hopefully. you know but the hardships, you talk to your landlord, make sure you have the pen papers, all your appointments, phone call, your phone. Definitely that service has to work all the time. You got to have that service and pick up the phone because you're going to be getting new phone numbers calling you. People calling you from different agencies that you might work with. You may not know the number. If you don't answer calls, sometimes they won't call back. I've had people say, make sure when you see this last four digits to pick up the phone. That's what I've been told sometimes. So sometimes you just pick the phone up because you never know who's calling. Um, I think that's about it. Yeah, I think I covered everything. Friends, hardships, call all your bills. Every bill that you have, call them, let them know. You have to let people know, apprise them of your situation so that everybody's on the same page. You can't pull blood from a stone. If you don't have the money, they can't get paid. They have to be understanding. I was paying you all along, so there should be no problem. This is something that people in life go through. So don't be ashamed to ask for it. Don't be ashamed to tell them because it'll benefit you in the long run. You know, I'm in the red right now, but I'm not in the red as much as I thought I'd be. I'm just edging about. Tinkering on that. Listen, something's got to happen. So I'm pursuing different avenues, trying to get some funds in because right now I have no income, but I'm still managing. I'm still managing. It's getting tough. I feel it, but I can't let that take me down. So you just whatever you're going through, sorry it happened, but you just now, get to your business, step to your business and take care of everything and get it done. This way you'll have some kind of relief. Okay? So I think I covered everything. Yeah. Okay. So enjoy your day, enjoy your evening. Um, if you feel like donating, I have a PayPal account. I'll type it in, but it's paypal.me/ capital letters VINCENTJ626. That's paypal.me/ Vincent J in caps 626. My email's vincible52 at yahoo.com. That's VINCIBLE 52 at yahoo. And you know, you'll see me again. Okay? Have a good day.